I just found out about the most devilish secret in my family. I 23 years am a single child of my mom 39F. I never met my dad, and I was told that he committed a suicide after hearing news about my mom's pregnancy. He's supposed to be 16 years old like my mom in that time. Since my childhood, I remember my family was looking at me with kind of disgust and pity. I always thought it's because of that I was raised by a single mother. But when I started to mature, even my mom started to looking at me like that. She slowly began to falling into depression and alcoholism, and I didn't know why or how to help her. One day in the morning, I went to kitchen to grab something to eat, and I saw her with almost empty bottle of wine. It really got me worried, because what kind of person drink at 8 a.m.? So I asked her what's the reason of her current state, and we got into a huge fight. After 10 minutes of yelling at each other, she said, "I hate that you look just like your father." I got confused and shocked, because how could she knew how my dad looked in my age when he's dead for 23 years? So I asked her typical, "What do you mean by that?" And she looked at me stunned and started to cry. After a while, she screamed loud, "Get out of my house!" I didn't know how to react, so I packed few things in my backpack like hoodie, underwear, etc., and left the house. I went to my friend and talked with him, can I stay for the night, and he agreed. I didn't spoke with him in details what happened, but told him that me and mom had a huge fight. All I was thinking during night was what my mom meant that I looked just like my father. And what's wrong with that? My thought didn't let me sleep, so I packed back my things, and in 2 a.m. I got back home. I saw my mom passed out on the couch, covered in vomit and stains of wine. Then I saw something on the table. There were few bottles of wine, some pills, and letter. Wine didn't shock me, because she's already having a problem with alcohol, but mixing it with pills always mean huge problem. I immediately called an ambulance and told what happened. They arrived quickly and took care of her. Now I'm alone in house and reminded myself about letter that she left on the table in living room. Letter wasn't finished, but what I readed left me speechless and broken. Mom wrote that I'm a result of REPA. It already broke me, but what I read later was much worse. That RGPist was my uncle, my mom's sister's husband. After finding out that he made my mom pregnant, he was abusing her and telling that she need to remove the pregnancy, and she really wanted it, but it was too late. My mom confessed it to our whole family, and that bastard quickly ran to another country, leaving my aunt and my pregnant mom. No one knew where he ran. She gave a born to me and started therapy. After 3 years, she accepted how things look and fully sacrificed herself to raising me. She truly loved me despite the situation. But when I started getting more mature, all her fears before therapy came back to her. When she was looking at me, she was seeing that bastard RPist. She couldn't take it anymore and started drinking on massive scale to get numb. When I read that, I broke into tears and collapsed on the floor. All I remember after that is that I was shaking whole time and see blurry because of stream of tears in my eyes. When I woke up, I was still holding that letter. That changed my life. I putted it into my pocket and went straight to hospital to see my mom. Her condition was stable and she was conscious. I went into her room and took out her letter. She immediately broke into tears. She apologized to me for keeping it a secret and acting like she was acting, but she didn't know how to tell her only child that he's a result of RGP by member of the family. We had a long, emotional, and honest talk about everything what happened. After few hours of talk, I kissed her forehead and told her that I love her so much and nothing will change it. She hugged me tightly and said that she loved me more than anything in the world. We said our goodbyes, and I went back home. I was visiting her every day for 1 week until she got released from hospital. When she got back home, we decided to go to therapy together, and for the last 3 weeks we're attending on therapy twice a week. The reason why I'm reading it's because our therapist told me that it could take some weight from my heart. That asshole who raped my mom wasn't found to this day. What's wrong with law enforcement authorities that they can't find one person after 23 years? But after all, me and my mom are getting better and stronger. Our bond is already stronger than ever before. Even if she acts distant sometimes, very rarely. She immediately tell me that she loved me, and that one day we'll be finally happy as we supposed to.